Hello guys, welcome to our React Unplugged study channel. Have you ever wondered how your favorite websites are built and what makes them so pretty and interactive? Our React.js workshop gives you the answer to just that. Whether you are a beginner or a pro looking forward to increasing your skill set, and this is your 4 weeks that will serve you as a perfect start to our exploration of one of the most famous JavaScript framework, React. We will be your guide throughout the journey of this React Unplugged study jam of these sessions, and you can contact us for any query. And let's come together to ponder and have a quick start in learning of React. Before starting the study zone, I would like to tell who we are. We are DCS Cross GDSE, Developer Community Sastra, and Google Developers Students Club. Basically, we are the technical community of Sastra and are the ones who developed and are maintaining the student course. So we are from WebCluster, and here we are to guide you through the study jam, and myself, Harita speaking. And the next one is what we are going to do in this journey. So this is a study jam for starting from today. We will be conducting for like around 4 sessions. Actually, it's not a restriction. We'll be extending the session if you guys want to learn much more topics also. So do leave a comment in this video. First, we will be giving a small recap on HTML and CSS. Then we'll be covering a few basics and necessary concepts required to starting of the JavaScript and React. Then we'll be teaching you to build a website on React. That is by breaking down of the Carpedium website actually, which you guys would have used for registration of the events during the Carpedium. For the ones who doesn't know what a Carpedium is, it is the pre-Kursastra event, and also we'll be exploring this website in a meanwhile. Also, as the time permits, we'll be recording the navbar components and teaching you the home page as the concepts involved in building them also. This would be a great kickstart for this event for learning a JavaScript beginner and those who are interested in learning web dev further also. And let's learn React by breaking down the Carpedium website. And here we go. So basically, this is the link for the Carpedium website. When we click onto that, so here, this is the Carpedium website we have built already. So, okay, to give a quick review on this website, first I will start by saying that this whole site is actually built with the help of the JavaScript, and React framework is used in this. The stylings that has been done in this website are used in Tailwind CSS. So to know what is a Tailwind CSS is, Tailwind CSS is a CSS framework that helps developers build modern websites and web interfaces quickly. So now let us look on to some of the key features of the Carpedium website. So let's start from the home page. This is actually the home page. So if you guys wonder what are the methods used for React, are the use state, use effect from hooks, and also link method from the React Router DOM package is used to connect all the pages and navigate through the URLs. So we will be teaching all these functions in the next session. or the upcoming sessions that will make it easier to understand. And if you guys see, this page is completely responsive actually. Hope you know what responsiveness means. So this can be used in all the devices without changing any alignments or frameworks. Then the topmost component is that the navbar, and below you see is the homepage that has been used. Okay. In this homepage, there are two main things that we have used as page scroll effect. Here, this is which is when you scroll, the image behind is fixed and it is static, whereas the other elements move. Will teach you this. Also, here this moving element over here is the mark. This element is used to insert a scrolling effect of a text. We'll also be building this. And the complete homepage, the landing page is here. Here. The next one is about section. So here nothing but as it is there same in the homepage. Here we have used a small ID method to navigate to that section from the homepage. And we'll be looking on to that when we code. Then the events section. So here the use of an events API is done to render all the information about the event from the backend. So now here there is no backend connected to this site right now. So the page is loading. Um, by the way, we have used a Redux method to in the React component to manage and display the application state. A Redux store is created and also that is integrated with the React application. This is a little complicated topic which we will not be concentrating on in this study job actually. Then okay, this is a contact. Contact is also more or less similar to the about section. If you click on to the about section, it will navigate to the same the about section in the homepage. That applies for the contacts too. We will look on to this also. Then the register option. So uh, here the setup is made as though the people can register to the Carpe Diem website only when they use the Sastra mail ID actually. Okay. Here the Firebase has been integrated with the website to provide Google authentication instance. The function sign in with pop is the function that has been used to trigger a pop-up window for Google sign in. When the user successfully signs in, the user's credentials are obtained actually. So when I click on to the login with Google, I'll get a pop-up so that I can use my mail ID to integrate with. So since I have registered to this already, if I click onto the my profile button, I can see my name. Hello, Harita. And here the registered events list will be showcased here. Since the event and Carpe Diem is not currently happening, it's just loading for now. And if I give logout, it will again redirect to this back button. Now I have not logged out. And this instance has been tracked with the help of something called analytics instance. Uh, this is imported from the Firebase configuration file. This instance is used to log events and track user interactions. The log event function is used to log specific events in Firebase Analytics. This helps in tracking various user actions within the app. If you have already registered, The page will use a log event function to log specific events to Firebase Analytics. And this also helps in tracking various user interactions within the app. Then it will automatically analyze whether the people has been logged in or just they wanted to see the profile page, so that it can automatically redirect into that. So it will also show you all the events that you have registered already. And all these topics are a little complicated for now. So let us not concentrate on this, and let us concentrate on simple parts for now. Okay. And this is the complete flow of the basic page of the registration and how a small registration for an event works. We have seen it for now. And to say that in this study jam, we will be completely concentrating on creation of the nav bar, and this is the nav bar, and also teach you guys how to use the nav bar when it is on the phone. See, this is a little bit different. Also, the homepage will be built in this session till the time it says. Also, we will be guiding you throughout all our sessions and provide documents and upload the code in GitHub of what we will be doing in this videos. And we'll be providing those links in the description as well as in this videos below. So even we'll be sending the mails for the people who have registered for this event. Okay, guys. Then let us just have a look on what you'll be needing as prerequisites and installations for this event. So it would be a little much better if you people had known the parts about HTML and CSS already. It is just the small prerequisites, and I'm damn sure that many people are learning HTML and CSS. All the second years and third years will be very much interested in learning of JavaScript. So still, we'll be having a small recap about HTML and CSS in this video itself. Okay. Then for installations, we have sent a document to all those who have registered for the event in their mails. If you guys check, in that there are videos for installing the VS Code and setting up of the Node.js so that you can use JavaScript in VS Code. Also, the installation documents has also been attached in the description of this video so that you guys can forward with us from the next session. So please do install all the requirements, especially for VS Code and Node.js. Hope you guys would have had VS Code for a very long time and just concentrate in setting up Node.js, which is very easy. If you guys see a video, the video is attached in the document. And also, there is no restriction of only 4 weeks of the study jam. We can also extend it if you guys are really much interested. And please do comment your opinions and share your thoughts. We were very much looking forward to conducting a study jam on React.js. And here we go, starting with a small recap on HTML and CSS by my colleague.
So yeah, guys, welcome to the second session of React Unplugged. In this session, we'll be diving into some of the basic concepts of HTML, CSS. I hope you I hope you all already know about this, but still, we'll just have a quick recap on these topics. So now let's start with HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HTML is the foundation of every web page. So, and it describes the structure of the web page and tells the browser how to display the content. While HTML isn't a programming language, It's very essential because it lays the groundwork for everything. Like it's like a skeleton of the website. So now now let's break down the structure of the tag. Uh, it have a starting tag, an ending tag, and the content will be in between this. So this is the basic structure of the tag. Uh, so yeah, now let's see about HTML attributes. HTML attributes provide additional information about the tags. For example, the anchor tag will have an attribute called href, which defines the URL that the link points to. So this is the use of the attribute. Basically, it provides additional information about the tag. The H. Now let's see some of the tags which we'll be using in this study jam. Starting with the heading tag, the H1 to H6 tags are used to define the HTML headings. Based on the priority, we will be using various sizes of these tags. So the P tag will defines a paragraph in it. So the anchor tag creates a hyperlink to web pages, files, email addresses, or anything else a URL can address. So the image tag is used to embed an image in a web page. It will have an important attribute called SRC, which specifies the path of the image. So the div tag is nothing but a container or section. It can be styled or manipulated by JS. So we'll be using it as a container. So that's all about it. So now let's start with HTML classes. So a class attribute is used to categorize element and apply functionality and styling to it. For example, if you see in this, uh, we will be adding a class attribute called city in this div tag, and we'll be styling it using the class in the CSS. So HTML ID is similar to that of classes, but the thing is we wouldn't be using IDs more than once. Classes we can be use it more than once and to every element, but when it comes to ID, it can be used only once. So once you have your structure set up with HTML, it's time to style it with CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS is what makes your website look good. It's a style sheet language used to describe the presentation of document written in HTML. While HTML tells the browser what the content is, CSS tells it how that content should be displayed, such as layout, color, fonts, and more. So there are three main ways you can write CSS. First is inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. So firstly, you have inline CSS where you can style the elements directly within the HTML tag. For example, here we have styled the element directly within the div tag. Secondly, we have internal CSS where you can write your CSS in a style tag within the HTML document set. So that's what we have given here. Where we'll be styling using a style tag in the head. So finally, there is external CSS, which is the most efficient and scalable way where you can link the external style sheet using the link tag. This separates your content from your styles, make your code cleaner and easier to maintain. So we'll be having a separate file called styles.css and we'll be linking it in the HTML. So that's what you can see here. So now let's talk about how to write CSS. The basic structure of CSS rule consists of a selector, a property, and a value. If you want to change the text color of all the paragraph to blue, you would write P color blue. Here we have changed the color of the H1 tag. So now about the CSS syntax. So now let's see about element selector. So element selector is used to select an element. For example, we can select all the P tags by using element selector P, and we can style it. So second is class selector. So to select a class, we have to use dot and class name and the styles to be used. So thirdly, there is ID selector. So to select an ID, we will be using hash and ID name, and the styles should be used. So now we are coming to the most important topic of the CSS, which is CSS box model. Every HTML element is essentially a box. The box model consists of content, padding, border, and margin. The content is the actual text or image. Padding is a space between the content and the border. The border is the edge of the box, and the margin is a space outside it, outside the border. Understanding the box model and controlling the layout and spacing of your element of the page is very crucial.
So, hi everyone, welcome to the third session of the React Unplugged session. Hope you're all doing fine. So, in this session, we are going to see about the concepts of JavaScript and and have a brief intro to the React JS. So, going from the top, so what is the JavaScript? So, basically, JavaScript is a versatile programming language primarily used to create a dynamic and interactive elements on the website. So it is the reason web pages can respond to the actions, update content with the refreshing, and also include animations, games, and other engaging features. So for more deep understanding, let me just explain you with a small analogy. So let's just take we're on a stage performing a magic show. So which basically makes you a magician. So basically, we need tools to create illusions, make objects appear and disappear. And also on the same hand, you also have to interact with the audiences. So what do you need? What is the most primary thing you need as a magician? A magic wand, right? So similarly, in the world of web development, the JavaScript is the magic wand. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, actually, the concept of JavaScript are like a ocean. But as far as the run and scope of this session is considered, we can only focus on some of the selected concepts and steps. So taking it from the top, let's see about the variables. So, as far as the variables are concerned, there are actually three major variables, namely var, let, and const. So, for deep understanding, let me just show you or explain these variables with example. So, for the deep understanding, and also to know the difference between each variables, get higher defined a small and basic function to know the difference between each others. So as you can see here, in this small block, I have defined a var variable such that it is inside a block. And also when you just try to print it outside the block, it actually gives some output. Whereas if I just try to do the same for the let variable, it just throws a reference error, which means that it is somewhat like defined only inside the block and it does not act as an function scope variable. So for to prove it, When you just try to print it inside the block itself, it actually gives the output of the high, which is the value of the variable. So yeah, that's the scope of the let variable. And similarly, when I just try to do the same for the const variable, it actually returns the same function, actually the same output, just like the let variable. So that's the scope between these three. Just that as for this a small recap with various function scope and then let and const are block scope. So yeah. And then moving on to the next parameters, it's called as the reassigning. It is the ability to reassign any variables. As in case of the var variable, it actually allows for the overwriting of the variable such that when you just try to assign it using the high value, and then on the further updation, I am changing it to the hello variable. So when I just try to do it, it actually allows for overwriting and changes the value of variable into the hello. Okay, and then when I just try to do the same for the const variable, it actually does not allows for the overwriting or reassigning such that it returns a type error. Okay, and as for the last variable, the type variable, it also allows for the reassigning. Okay, so going from the top, let and var variable allows for reassigning, and then the const variable does not allows for the reassigning values. Okay, and then so the last and final parameter is that of the initialization. So, so the variables declared with the var variables are foisted and automatically initialized to undefined when the code execution starts. That means you can use the variable before its declaration, causing any runtime errors. As you can see, even though the print statement is above the defined definition of the variable, it returns the undefined value. And yeah, and then as for the next variable, that is the let variable, uh, if you can just like and it, you'll get the error of reference error such that the variables declared with the let or foisted but are not initialized such that they returns the reference error. This can be this can be due to the temporal dead zone or the TDZ, which refers to the time between the entering of the scope and the point where the variable is declared and initialized. So, as for the final variable, is the const variable, but still let's the value just like the let variable. That's the variables declared with const or foisted are still not initialized until they are defined, leading them to return a reference error. Okay, so that's all from the variable side. So as like a small recap, just let this PPT sink in. And let's just move on to the next topic in a few minutes. We understood the concept of the variables in JavaScript. So further moving on, let's talk about the arrow functions. So what are these arrow functions? So arrow functions in JavaScript offer a concise and modern way to write functions, which in case simplifies your code. Unlike the traditional functions, arrow functions uses the arrow symbol, arrow syntax, and does not require the function keyword, which makes them more cool and productive. For example, if you just see on the left side of the screen, you can see that the traditional or the old school method, which you may be familiar with the concepts or the programming languages like C and CPP, that it uses the function keyword and also it is like a function definition and like it also like returns and it initiates the parameters. Okay, you already may be familiar with this function, so I guess it does not need further explanation. Whereas if you just see on the right side of the screen, it is arrow functions. It is like a just like It's like JavaScript intrusive. That's that. It's somewhat like it provides you with the streamlined syntax, which enhances the readability and reduces the boilerplate code, making the Java function a powerful tool in modern JavaScript. Okay, I hope you are familiar with the concept of the hero functions. So, further moving on, let's focus on the ternary function. So, what is a ternary function? So, some may be familiar with some may already be familiar with what a ternary function is. But if you do not, don't worry. That's why I'm here. Okay. So let's just start with what is the syntax of this ternary function. So if you can just see, it's like the condition and the value. What if the condition is true? And the value if the condition is false. So similarly, for further updation, let me move on with the code. Okay. So, alright. So as you can see in this function, you can see that the one less than two is the condition, and the true is the value is true, and the false is the value of false. Okay, such that as you can see, the condition here is one less than two, which is obviously true, right? So as the condition is true, it's the value of the true. Okay, but similarly, if the condition is false, such that it will be like one is greater than two, which is the obvious false question you want to check, right? I can get the value of false. Okay, so this is the ternary operation. So that's a quick recap. So this is the basically the syntax of the ternary function. Condition question mark is true, colon is false. Okay, then moving on. So control space. Here comes the hero of this session, the React.js. So basically, what is a React.js? So for not going to deep terminologies, let me just explain this with a small analogy. Imagine you are an architect who's on a goal to build a perfect city, such that what are responsibilities? Your responsibility may like you have to build, plan, and also manage every building efficiently of the whole city, right? So that's where the React JS comes in. So basically, in the world of web development, it's like a architectural smart toolkit that is developed by the engineers at the Facebook. So basically, it's like a JavaScript library which is designed to make building user interfaces as easy as sketching your dream city in a white blank paper. Okay, so for further understanding, let me just explain about it via the properties of the React. So first of all, it's a compound-based library. So what does it mean? It means that the part of the code can be defined as an individual component which has the ability to act independent of any other component and also can be used for further uses. Okay, it's like, for example, having like a set of Lego blocks that can be used to build anything you want, anything and everything you want. Okay, so that's the compound based. And then the next one is the declarative. So what does it mean? The React JS is called as declarative because this means you have to just describe what your city wants to look like. And the React just takes care of the rest of the construction part, such that you don't have to like do any hard work or anything. And the most coolest and vibrant features of the React JS is the virtual DOM or the virtual document object model, which is like a smart city planner that knows exactly what needs to be updated, making your city run efficiently and effectively without any unnecessary delays. Okay, this means that the faster it allows for the faster updates and a smoother experience for all the users. Okay, So yeah, so that wraps all the technical part of the study jam. Okay. So now the rest is just like spreading smooth and sweet butter on the toast. Just glide through and build your own very own Arpadium website. Okay. So this is Sarvesh from DCS signing off with the same intro we started with. Let's keep this momentum going on as we head to the next fun part. See you next week. Bye bye.